Welcome to Spearo Diaries podcast with Laura and Elise, two Kiwi mermaids talking about spearfishing and ocean adventures. Well, the Nationals 2025 Aotearoa Stewart Island. This episode has been in construction for a few weeks now. It does feel like a long time ago that we were eagerly awaiting exploring the new terrain, new species, the 2025 New Zealand Spearfishing event being held in 2024.
We have a wee compilation of audio, including when we first arrived at Aotearoa, before we went, throughout the competition, before and after certain days, and also little tidbits of interviewing certain people who were helping organise, keep us safe or competing in the event. We just wanted to say a massive thank you to Annie and Dwane and everyone from the Spearfishing New Zealand organisation for organising, coordinating and responding to all the different parts of what was a really incredible competition and just general great trip for everyone who was involved. It was a whole week down south with some absolute legends, and particularly the Thule house crew that we stayed with in our accommodation. You boys are magic, and it'll be something that we do not forget for a very long time. But listen in and you'll hear all the little stages of our time in Stewart Island.
Oh, we are here with the lovely Herbie Herb.
Hi, how are we going, guys?
He has been wrangled into a little quick chat while we're on the safety boat in the middle of the Nationals at Stewart Island. So how do you think the week has been going, Herb?
It's actually been going rather well. Everything's functioning well. We seem to be doing everything that the competitions always seem to need to be done. And a big thanks to Dwane and Annie for the massive amount of work that they've done to get it down here at Stewart Island. We're just sitting here at the moment, safety boat. Everything's tickety-boo. Just one seasick couple we had to take back to the boat for an hour, and everyone's got enough fish to keep themselves going, and there's the odd seal poking around, which makes it really nice down here. It's sort of like bleak sort of a day, but it's a pretty typical Stewart Island day, really. So the competition so far to date, tickety-boo, excellent.
Yeah, and we're very lucky to be having you as our CD competition director, Herb. And we also have another legend aboard the boat, which we'll pass over to Elise to have a chat to as well. We've got quite a few people behind the scenes that make all of these competitions run smoothly and safely, and most of them are pretty humble and don't want to be raved about, but we think it's important to mention not just the competitors and who comes where, but who's helping run everything. So I'll pass it over to Elise.
Right, Matt, I hope you're ready. We've got you. How do you reckon it's all going? Are you enjoying being safety officer?
Yeah, it's going good. It's always nice to be out on the water, even if you're topside.
Nice one. And I heard you had to pick up a young lady yesterday who'd had a little run-in with a shark. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. We had a short day yesterday. One of the pairs saw a big white shark. So of course that meant that we had to call it. So we had to whip around and pick everybody up out of the water and get them back to the big boat. So a bit of excitement on the safety boat yesterday.
Nice. And have you been safety officer before, or is this one of your first times?
I think this is about third or fourth Nationals I've done the safety boat. Yeah.
Nice, and you obviously enjoy it. Thank you for looking after us all. What's your favourite part of being the safety guy?
The coffees.
Yeah, I don't get wet feet. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Got gumboots on. I'm warm.
Perfect. Oh, thank you.
Also, you're allowed to name and shame me. I was shaking my head because it wasn't actually you that pulled me out of the water, but you can name and shame me, guys. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll talk about this later.
You're on a pedestal.
Yeah, she's the only one in the whole continent that's seen a white so far.
But no, honestly, thank you to both of you and to Toby and to all the people helping out and running the comp and keeping eyes on us all. And we got out early today due to my shaky boots, to be honest, but just being on the safety boat and seeing all the different floats in the water, and I think it's 34 pairs in the water today for the opens part, so just going around on the safety boat and just seeing all the different areas that people are working and the different terrain, and kind of wondering what people are going to come back with in their floaty boaties is also a little bit exciting, so yeah.
It's very cool, and I'm quite enjoying watching the albatross dart around and fly down and almost touch water and then fly away. It's very cool.
And while we're on summary, so we don't forget later when we're tired, other than me being basically a pussy, which is fine. Elise did some great sleighing this morning.
I
think we were in the water for maybe about an hour, and I think we got 7 fish, which is pretty cool. And yeah, high fives to Elise on that, because she did some great shooting.
Laura got 2 of those. All right, catch you later. The meeting at the hall, which was the rundown comp for the next 2 days. They went over all of the things. If you do see a shark,
it's like a briefing, right?
Yeah,
so for people who haven't done
briefing.
comps, you have to go to the briefings before you do the competitions, like go over any of the rules, or just like, hey, this is where we are going to probably dive, like the locations and stuff, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
after what happened with us, then there was lots of talk and lots of re-coordinating and considering that the committee and the organisers had to do around like...
And change of location.
Well, basically, we probably shouldn't dive where we were going to have the opens, which was quite a big rigmarole to like reorganise everything with how the people were going to get there and the boats, and it's a drama to like relocate.
Well, it's just awesome that like Dwane had such a big boat that could hold so many people as well, and then also cool for the other fishing boats that were down there that took us down. They powered us down like another hour down the coast. So it was pretty cool seeing like a bit more of the wilderness side of Stewart Island, because either you got to hike there or jump on by boat.
And it was an earlier start, so like people definitely got to like you're at the committee meeting. You're at the meeting, and people are having like the briefing, and after that's going to be the like AGM and committee meeting type thing, but everyone knows they've got to get up earlier because we've got to travel further to relocate the comp, so everyone was kind of starting to look a bit gnarly and a bit nagged by this halfway through this meeting.
So towards the end of the meeting I start feeling really hungry, and I'm like, oh my god, my stomach, something was like, I'm feeling hungry, sick, like this is how I feel when I haven't eaten. And then okay, so my stomach started feeling really sick and I was not in a good way. So I'm like, okay, guys, I need to go. I'm going to the pub. Like, got to that point where I couldn't, like, talk to people anymore. And I was like, I need to go to the pub. I need a feed. So
Elise hungry.
Yeah, Elise hungry. There's a lot going on. And then...
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think I tried to talk to you at some point.
This is after there's a lot of back and forth between all the people sitting there who are meeting, right, talking about like, someone's seen a shark today, and it was kind of awkward because there were like comments like people sort of almost acting like it was not a big deal about the sharks, other people being like, I don't know if I want to compete, so like quite a lot of different opinions, and they made it pretty clear, and it was very clearly communicated to everybody
if you
don't want to compete, you don't have to, you get a refund. A few different people maybe changed up some partners and things like that, and then it was like, okay, this is where we all need to be, and if someone sees a great white in this new proposed area, then we'll do the same thing as the women's and juniors. We'll get out, and the fish that are counted, the fish you've acquired in that time will count, and no one can shoot anything after they've said comp off. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then we had a committee meeting on which me and Elise were actually elected on, all during you feeling sick.
Oh, yeah.
So you're sitting there looking pretty miserable, and they're like, okay.
Elect Elise, I'll do it. What is it?
Yeah, we're like, Elise and Laura, we're going to elect you to do this thing. We're like, yeah, cool, dehydrated, but we just won some stuff, feeling good.
Yeah.
And then that's when you toddled off to the pub to try and eat something.
And then so I went to the bathroom. Nothing happened in there. So I came back out and met my partner, Adam, and Simon. We're standing outside, and I look into the window of the pub right out front in the middle of Stewart Island, and there's this beautiful family eating dinner, and I just feel so sick suddenly, and I just, out of nowhere, power chucked all over the bloody garden, and I was like trying to get it on the grass so it wasn't so disgusting.
You just look like you're like
Adam's like holding back my hair going, oh my god, are you okay? Meanwhile, while vomiting, our good friend Simon is with us as well, and I hadn't told him how I'm feeling, so he's just come out to see what's going on. So Simon is hearing impaired. He's deaf, and he doesn't have speech as well. So this lovely family comes and walks up to him and starts saying, oh, take her home, like take our car keys, drive home, and then just drive it back to us later. Like, no problem. We'll be at the pub for a couple hours, have our car. Like this total stranger, which is like the sweetest thing ever. But I'm looking down, I'm vomiting, and then in between vomits, I look up and see this going on. I'm like, he can't hear you. Oh, like trying to explain to her in between.
Welcome to Oban,
in
Stewart
between
Island.
vomiting that and Simon's like just like looking at me going, why is she vomiting? And well, this is a lot going on. Anyway, it was a lot going on. Adam, Simon take me back home, wrap me up, put me to bed, give me a lot of water, paracetamol, and I'm just thinking, oh crap, how am I going to compete tomorrow? Like, I feel like absolute crap. Yes, so all I'd eaten after the comp was like a bunch of Paua. So yeah.
And by this point, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I don't know if Elisa's going to get up in the morning, but you know
Yes.
what? I'm not sure I want to get in the water tomorrow.
And I'm like,
so maybe
I have
this
to
is a
get better for
good
Laura.
excuse. So we're both trying to keep it together at this point. But day
I
one
was
and
so
two of the Opens
embarrassed.
was
I
coming.
don't think I've ever been more embarrassed in my life. Like, just looking at like the family eating there. And then, anyway, I don't have to keep going on about it, but it was horrible. Yeah. Anyway.
And to context to that, you're pretty sure that you might be allergic to Paua
Yes.
now, or as of
I
possibly
now
this trip.
know that I think I'm allergic to Paua. So I've had Paua since, and the same reaction 4 hours later, violent vomiting. Luckily, I took an antihistamine before it got to that, but yeah, it all dialed down after the antihistamine. And so while
So
it's a bit
if Elise
upsetting.
had just been able to tell
It's a
me,
bit
look,
upsetting.
Laura, I don't want to dive with you tomorrow, instead of putting on this whole big performance.
Yeah.
You looked horrible. I have not
how
seen
are
you look that
mermaids
unwell.
supposed to not be able to have Paua?
I bought you a
pretty
wet flannel.
shells.
Bought you a little
She
wet
did.
flannel and put on your
Oh my
head
God,
and
it
thought, my
saved my
God,
life.
she does not look right.
Yes, it's a little green. So
the
if you
start
violently
of-
vomit after Paua, that's you might be allergic.
So leading into day one, we've got me, who, don't ask me why I did this, but of course I lay down and I started Googling about great
Shark
whites.
attacks.
What was wrong with me?
Watching shark attacks.
No, I
before
was
the
not.
Opens.
No, I wasn't. What I was trying to do, this is genuinely what I was trying to do, because before I went to Stewart Island, for the weeks beforehand, I'd been like, okay, like, if you know a bit more about sharks and stuff, you'll be desensitized to it, you'll be a little bit less nervous, and I was actually sweet. I wasn't worried about it. But of course, after being in the women's comp and seeing what I saw and then thinking about getting in the water tomorrow, the next day, I don't know why it occurred to me while I couldn't sleep because I was thinking about what had happened that day. But I just started Googling like facts about them, and that sounds really stupid. And of course, you get in a Google rabbit warren. I should have just gone to sleep.
Yes.
So I don't think it was very smart to start looking up stuff about them and how they behave, because I was just, I think one of the things I Googled, this is so dumb, was, do they ever stop? Because like it was literally blocked my vision so much that I was like, was it moving or not? Like, can they stop? Which is dumb. Anyway, so I go to sleep. Dumbass has been looking up shark stuff. You feel sick. We wake up in the morning, we both lie to each other and be like, I'm all right, I'm feeling good, let's get it. Day one of the Opens. Woo!
Let's go. And yeah, so that was
We have a little
really
cute
good.
little team photo on the boat. Like, the boys are all pumped too at this point because the boys haven't competed except for the Masters. So all the boys are in their pairs. They're all excited about getting in there. Like, they're all amped up with a little team photo. And was this... Look, remind me if I got this wrong. So Toby had been really sick.
Toby had COVID, and he had like got better, But then he came to Stewart Island and he just, like, he was supposed to be better, but he just got so bad.
Like,
so he, like, we, like, picked him
Bad,
up
like in his bedroom for the majority of the Stewart Island trip.
After being stuck in his hole up in there and comes down and dives for one day on the second day of opens, he ends up getting most meritorious fish. So
Which we will cover in the rundown of opens day 2, you legend,
Yeah.
Toby. But so for day
it's
1,
very impressive.
Adam, who has dived less than 7
I think this was
times at
his
this point
6th time diving. His 6th time diving, maybe 7th time diving.
in his
He's
life.
Like, hey, don't worry, Skinny. I've got this. I will help compete. Like, I'll be there for you. I'll
be your
pretend
buddy.
to be Toby for the day. You know.
So we've got Adam, who's dived hardly at all, but is just an absolute energetic, like, frother of everything's exciting Adam.
Yeah.
And then Skinny, who's got his 3 mil wetsuit and his gardening gloves.
Yeah, so he didn't know it was a 3 mil wetsuit. He just pulled it out, and as he was putting it on, the boat goes, oh no.
Too late to go back.
Luckily, Herb sorted him out the next day, but
I mean, I don't know if you
he
haven't been
handled
down
it like
south.
an absolute champion.
If you haven't been down south of New Zealand, like, I don't get that cold.
Yeah, Skinny's
And I was
got
like,
grit, man.
and Skinny's the same. Like, I don't really get that cold. It
Yeah.
is cold down there. And if you're in
Yeah.
the water, like, so you're in the water for 6 hours on an opens day, plus the hour or 2 pissing around beforehand to either drive to the spots, get there. So, like, you can possibly be in a wetsuit for, like, 7 or 8 hours as well. And it's a long day and it's cold. So to not have, like, the super thickest, warmest
Yeah.
wetsuits is, like, actually pretty punishing.
Yeah. Very impressed. Skinny has got grit.
So the chat was everyone making bets. This is what I remember because I had a little cry on the boat because I got a little bit overwhelmed with getting back in that day. And everyone was like, oh, how long do you reckon the comp's going to go till it gets called off? And so everyone was kind of making joking wagers like, I reckon someone will see a white in like an hour. Oh, I reckon it'll be 2 hours. And like, yeah, just the kind of jokes were just flying about the place. No one thinks
hilarious
it's funny.
if you haven't seen a great one.
Yeah, and no one thinks it's funny about anyone actually getting hurt. It was just kind of like, I think that's how people were dealing. Because I do think, I'll be honest, I do think half the people were actually pretty worried.
Yeah, of course.
And the other people were probably just like, cool, look, we're kind of expecting that down here, like, we'll be fine, and it's a bit dumb if we have to get out, but fair enough, we have to pass it on. That was kind of the general energy. So we all suit up. We go to this new location an hour or hour and a bit round the edge of where we were going to dive, and
Jump on in. So we're in the water for about an hour.
well, actually in the first 5 minutes,
Yeah.
we were in there for an hour, but in the first 5 minutes,
Yeah.
there was shooting began.
Yeah, shooting began. We popped
School
off a couple
trumpeter.
of really big trumpeters, and we were really
Both of
happy
our
with
first?
that. Yeah, both first trumpeters. Yeah, so
It's
we
pretty
got
cool seeing
7
those
fish
fish.
in the first hour. Laura did feel very upset
Elise
about
was being
diving.
a slayer. Let's put it this way. I thought, I don't really want to get in, but I'm going to get in because if I don't, I might never dive. I'll get in my head about it and be too scared. Plus, I don't want to let Elise down. Plus, we're in Stewart Island. So the process of it
I'm
was
thinking,
like...
oh my god, I'm feeling like crap. I've just been puking all night. Have I got gastro? I didn't know at this stage
Yeah.
that I'm allergic to Paua.
And we kind of just said, like, let's just have it. Like, we weren't like, we've got to win or anything. It was just like, well, we're here, let's just get in. And I think in the process in my head was like, if we get in, that's scary bit number 1. If I see you shoot a fish and it's not scary, cool, step number 2. And so I was like, as soon as I'd shot some fish, I thought I'd be like, all good. And I just got more and more anxious. Like, we were only in the water for probably about an hour, and I just got like, I've never been that anxious in the water before.
No,
I just got
it's
more and
not.
more stress. And I'll be honest, and I put it on the podcast, like, I ended up so scared that I couldn't hold my breath properly to even go down. But whilst being on the surface watching Elise, everything I saw, like every movement of weed or shadow or whatever, like, I just freaked out. Like, everything just looked like creatures. And yeah, I did try and shoot a couple of fish, and I thought they'd make me feel more like chill about it. And I was like, cool, we've got 7 fish. And that made it worse because I was like, we're slaying. Like, we've got 7 fish in like half an hour. Like, we could do really well, and I want to get out. Like, every part of my body was just like, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Like, I just did not want to be there. And I ended up crying and just real anxious and like shaking. And Elise was amazing about it. And I just communicated that I wasn't cool. I was like, I can't stay
You weren't doing okay. You weren't happy.
I'm a pussy, I need to get out.
No, absolutely not a pussy.
Thank you. I have not said it properly today or yesterday, but thank you for being understanding about that, because I know you were like, don't worry, it's just a comp.
Yeah, no, it's just a comp. Like, I came down here for the women's. That's my main thing. The opens is fun, and we were going to hopefully slay it up. But, don't worry about it. Like, we got to hang out on the safety boat with Matt and go checking on everyone, and we did a little recording as well.
You can actually get out and get back in if you get out and get back in the same spots, and like you don't have an advantage to being boated somewhere. So I spent a few hours. We were on the safety boat with Matt, and like kind of just, I think I was toying with the idea that maybe we could get back in.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
We said, let's go have a break. Because Laura was also like, I don't want to make it bad for you. I was like, don't worry, let's go have a break. Anyway, it didn't matter. But we did get in the next day, and Laura stayed in for 6 hours.
Pause. The cool part was, or maybe it's the worst part, is that because we had no idea how well anyone else had done till the end of the day, and there were no great white sharks sighted on that day or anything else like that. So the competition went for the full 6 hours. Some people got less or the same amount of fish as us for being in the water all day that we got in an hour.
Yeah, so it was a bit shocking. And they all, like, most people got their fish in the first, like, hour or two as well, so...
And some super hard work from other people.
Yeah.
Like, some South Island commercial divers that are, like, hearty divers, and just everyone who can beat it, like, they know what they're up to, like, but some people just had a really hard day.
Yeah, totally. So we'll skip on to Opens Day 2, because I feel like it's very exciting times. All right.
So yeah, at the end of the day one, like Adam was just pumped, like the energy of seeing someone do their first
crushed.
Comp. He had a great time, and like I think a lot of the boys, like it was a lot harder than they thought it was going to be, but kind of was one of those. It was quite tight, like because we were all on this big boat. Then there's this little weird scenario of everyone kind of like either being rude like me and going, "What'd you get? What's in your float boat?" Like I'm nosy as shit. But other people, they kind of keep it to themselves. They keep the lid on their float boats. Everyone's gutting their fish and sort of seeing if there's certain fish. Oh, you saw a cod. I didn't see a cod. And like, it was quite like, it was quite an interesting environment of people sort of, because the 2 days, like it's not like someone wins on day one and then whatever else. It's like the points added up over an accumulated 2 days. So you could technically have a rough day on one day and a really good day another day and things like that. But you can kind of tell. But I remember thinking, oh, wow, the points are all really close on that first day, and that's unusual.
I think the max, like the people who won the first day got 11 as their max fish.
Yeah, and so we were like, wow, we didn't do too bad. There were 7 fish. And
stop it.
And I think a few people, like, there's some weapon spearos that we compete against that I'm just like, it's laughable that I'm in a comp with these people, like, because I'm so new and I'm not dissing myself, but there are just some weapons in there who got 8-9 fish, and they were like battling to get more fish than that. So I don't know if people would say that it wasn't very fishy or it's just hard going or whatever else, but like, that first day was a lot of people. There was no one like really cocky about beating everyone. It was very evenly spread.
I think the cockiest was us, but that was just because we were like, we got in one for an hour, but really we were like,
I don't think we were rubbing it in anyone's face.
No, we rubbed it in the boys' face to be funny, a little bit. Just a little bit. But it was only love and banter.
I tried to see the positive in it that like we both got a new species.
Yeah, that was cool.
Were really cool, and they're really cool fish to see. And that was like, if I take a little pearl away from a day that is probably one of the worst days diving I've ever had, like Perla, I'm glad that you were the person who was with me, and thank you for supporting me. But also,
always
first trumpeter saw some cute little fishy that they're cool to see, and they mooch around and have their colourful yellow stripes and their big juju lips. And
so cool. Yeah. It's so delicious as well.
But yes, so day 2, we're at it again. Elise is no longer feeling like a half a human, and I'm like, right, I've got to stay in for the whole day. This can't be the end of my diving.
Yeah, and also
enjoyment hobby.
Nobody saw a shark the day before, and nobody saw a shark today either. But basically, we powered 2 hours south this time, which meant a very early start, which I think meant that it was like, what was it, 5 a.m. start at the boat ramp?
We got up at 4.
It
It was not We were not kind to each other this
No.
morning, I don't think.
There were grumpy feelings.
Trying to get in cars and get to places.
It was raining, had to carry stuff around, stupid hours in the morning. I was grumpy and tired. Yeah.
It's a rigmarole though, like trying to make sure you've got all your gear and like everyone's trying to sort their gear out and get in cars and get on boats and it's dark and you're rushing and you're tired and you're trying to make sure you haven't forgotten anything.
Yeah.
So that part sucked. That part sucked.
Yeah. I think at one point Laura said, "So you're going to punch me in the face in the water?"
I think I might have said something like,
But no, we would never do
today, right? And that you need to be friends again with me by the time we get on the big boat. We're like strutting down this road in the dark. Don't talk to me. I was like, we have to talk. I don't know if we've got all this stuff, man. But anyway, I saw water under the bridge. We were tired.
Yeah, we were tired. I think both of us had a lot going on. Laura's.
Yeah, a lot of emotion.
We don't have to talk about it, but you know,
now that the
there's
day's
reasons.
over, we can laugh about it.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the first time someone's pushed someone in the face in a comp, right? All right. Wasn't us. Anyway, so we saw some gigantic, like massive tanks, like big bull sea lions.
Before we even got in.
Yeah,
on this
he's
boat.
off swimming around the
Now,
side.
to be honest, this actually got me excited, which I regretted later thinking. I saw this sea lion, and is the coolest thing I've ever seen, because I've never seen whales or anything.
They're
properly in the
huge.
water. They're huge. They've got these boggly eyes, and I was like real pumped about being able to see a sea lion down south. And so I was like, oh my god, everyone look! Like, it's just this big dude, and like, yeah, no. Turns
Big
out
bull.
they are cool, but they kinda
I like the males.
our ability to shoot fish.
Yeah,
one time,
yeah.
eh?
They said no fishing here in some of the spots that we were trying to get
The
to.
advice given to us, which I forgot for this whole day until later, was if you see sea lions or they try and interact with you, you should ignore them. Little hard to do.
I don't. Yeah. So okay. So first of all, we're on this like weed edge, and there's like sand patches, and so we're dropping down and laying on the bottom
For
and
banded
throwing up sand for cod and banded wrasse and all sorts of things. Anyway, Laura shoots this.
It wasn't a
Shoots
banded
this
wrasse, but it
fish.
looked like a banded
Doesn't matter. I
wrasse.
was just gonna say fish. You gave it away. Shoots this fish, and there's a big ass bull like sea lion swims up and like kind of like bites onto her fish and kind of has these cute little eyes, and like.
Being like 3 meters wide.
Yeah, and like her little flippers was trying to like hold the fish at the same time and kind of looked up at Laura and was like, please. And then,
Like can I have this fish?
yeah, can I have this?
From a gigantic creature.
And I was like, and Laura's like, no, it's my fish. And I was like, oh, but it's so cute. Like, it's one of those, like, you know, a danger pet.
I was
like,
being a bit of a psycho.
I wanted to pet it.
I thought it was a
I wanted
banded wrasse.
to feed it its little fish, give it what it needed because it was so cute and so polite.
Elise was well aware that it was not a banded wrasse, which means it
Yes.
wouldn't have been a whaleable fish. I was still convinced it might be a banded wrasse.
Part of me
and
was
no
also
way
really
was he-
scared about how big it was.
I was like, no. The sea lion is not having my banded wrasse. And I yelled at Elise.
I don't like great whites, but I will fight a sea lion.
I was like, no, but that's our fish or something. And then, yeah, I don't know, maybe I've got into like,
I was like,
dude
okay.
category after seeing a big ass of a great white. But I was like, the sea lion scared me, but it wasn't acting aggressive. This
No,
one.
it
This
was
bull one being
adorable.
Cute and
Yeah.
it just was holding on to the fish at the end of the line. So anyway, we let it have the fish. Namaste, good
No,
vibes.
we kept it. I put it back in the float boat. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
said, I'm sorry, buddy. Laura said no. So I pulled it out of his hands, it swam off and was so sad. I saw a tear in his eye.
But yeah, cute, chill guy.
Yeah,
big
lovely.
ass boy.
And we're like, oh, that's how they interact. How lovely.
Right.
So then we're like, okay, let's go hit that corner. I reckon if we get up in the rocks, we can go look for cod. And so we get up in the rocks. And as we're swimming over there, there's another sea lion and it's a female. And she was not okay.
blur of sea
She
lions.
swam up to us and tried to bite us.
She was smaller. So
She was
I was
smaller.
thinking, okay, she's littler.
Not so scary. Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's like a cute seal. No, she had her mouth open, her little fangs were out, she was
Yeah.
blowing bubbles.
Yeah, she started swimming around us at the start, kind of having a look, and I was like, oh, hey, buddy, like, fine, we'll carry on, you know, la, la, la. And then, yeah, when she swam up and put her teeth out, and she was trying to, like, actually actively bite and bare her teeth and be like, get out of here. I was like, Laura, I think she said that we're not allowed to fish here anymore. So,
It
yeah.
was genuinely, I feel like there was just a couple of hours of, we'd be like 20 or 30 minutes looking for all these bare areas of hardly any fish
Yeah.
for blue cod, and then
We
we'd
didn't
see
go
another
very
sea
far.
lion, and then the sea lion would chase us, and we would have to go out of that zone, and then we would go to another zone, and we might get like, I can't even remember how many fish we got. It was hard going. You got a lot of fish that day.
Well, I don't know
Well,
if
you
we
got
got
our
that
fish that
many.
day.
We
I
got
don't recall.
fish. We got fish. We didn't get enough fish.
got
So
to
we
a point-
dropped down the very cocky feelings we had the day before of being like, 1 hour, 7 fish.
We had a hard day on the second
Got
day.
beaten out of us the next day by sea lion.
I think it
and
got
just
to a
us.
point where we were like, it's hard going. We've tried lots of different tactics. There are sea lions chasing us out of every zone, and then we're like, let's go all the way over here, and we found our honey pot.
Yes, we found massive Paua. It was so cool.
This is one small.
At this stage, I still think that I just had gastro and I'm not allergic. So I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm going to get this Paua. But what I did do is get some wicked seashells. So like,
They were humongous. I hadn't been like you. I hadn't been successful actually getting any South Island Paua at this point. So
They
I was
were like
I don't care if these are on the fish list. I'm pumped that I'm getting a South Island Paua.
they're like
the size of
16
your face.
centimeters like wide.
We were like lifting them up. And just like, because it was in like a metre of water and there were just hundreds of them under this one kind of rock. And
Yeah.
like, just lifting them up and they were like as big as our face shapes.
Oh
and
my
just
gosh.
Giggling, I just remember being
We
like,
were so
"Ah!"
stoked.
Yeah.
So we got our daily limit of them because we don't get them in the North. Well, we don't get them where we dive so far anyway.
Good 30 or 40 minutes of the comp was us just doing some like
Yeah.
recreational power collecting and being stoked about it.
I think like a little bit of that day was probably just, hey, let's get in the water and dive, and we didn't. I didn't want to go too far away from the boat. I wanted to kind of stay within a vicinity of sight of it just to make sure we were all okay. And Laura was actually at the end of the day goes, why did we do that? I'm fine now. Like, it's fine. And I was like, well, I just didn't want to like...
Yeah, and I don't think I realised you were trying to just keep it no pressure for me. And like, I didn't know how I was going to be. And I'll be honest, like, there was a few times where like the sea lions were charging us and they gave me a fright.
Yeah, she's like, nope, I don't like that.
They gave me a fright and I wanted to like back up into each other, and you do kind of like try and put your gun out in front of you because they come right up on you.
Yeah.
But it's like almost like having those interactions gave me, I don't know, it's like somehow like kind of got rid of the other fears of getting frights because we got so many frights in the space of a few hours. But then they are really cool creatures to see.
Oh, so cool.
And it's still a beautiful area to dive. And yeah, like getting the Paua was awesome. It was really hard going trying to find like blue cod and stuff like that. And it was just really scarce in the bit that we were in. And it probably was because we chose to stay close to the boat. But as it turned, I think we stayed in right till the end because I remember thinking, oh, cool, like we have stayed in all day. We've done our best.
Yeah.
We've had some fun. Like I've dived again. We've had a good day diving together. Like, that's what it's about. It's like having fun with your mate, with your dive buddy, and like having a good time in a different part of New Zealand. And yeah, we got out at the end when a lot of pairs had already got out from being cold or just finding it really hard going. And it was cold. Like I remember like my whole teeth, jaw and my head ached. And it was just from being cold.
Yeah, and at that stage the weather was packing in and the swell had picked up, and I think it was gusting like 35 or 40 knots on the way home. And like we were in massive swells, like those videos you see on like Instagram and it's like the Navy and they're going through the massive waves. That's what it felt like to me, but it was probably a lot smaller. So it was about a 2-hour boat ride home. And yeah, I was outside the whole time because I was feeling sick as a dog. Like,
which is unusual.
I don't get seasick, but apparently after vomiting a lot, you feel a little less good. So I was just getting the wind on my face and kind of just like lying there and hoping to get back soon.
I think I lay down in my wetsuit on the floor of the like little kitchenette area, which I kind of felt bad about. But if you know that you get seasick in bad weather, they say you should just try and have a little nap, close your eyes, wake up when the fun's all over.
Yeah, so the swells were massive. It took ages to get home.
If we hadn't been on the boat we were on Sublime with Dwane as a skipper, like I'd have been seriously worried. Like there's some hectic conditions. But beautiful part of New Zealand to see.
Yeah.
Had a little nap.
Worth it.
A lot of people looked tired and seasick.
Yeah.
And then we all got back and had to line up with our plasticky boxes full of our catch and do the classic weigh-in, and we run peeked under everybody's little things, and you have to have them all gutted and clean and everything, so everyone's doing that kind of in front of each other on the boat at some point as well. So yeah, hectic return. We all have to gut and gill our fish, make sure they're clean. Everyone's kind of, being a little bit nosy, seeing what people have got, trying to remember who got what the day before. But you line up and you go and present your fish to the weigh comp master, which was Herb, and Jenny and the ladies, start recording everything, and they add up. When you do a bit of description of this, but over the 2 days worth of the points.
Add up the percentages.
And then they rank you. But they didn't actually... So you don't know... How do I explain this? You stand and watch, you know what everyone got, but if you toddle off to have showers or go have whatever before actual prize giving, you might not really know who's actually come top 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was relatively close again on the second day.
Yeah, it was pretty close. So we are going to give you the results. So in first place, Joseph Gundenson and Dave Mullins took out the whole competition. Second place, we had Glenn Nolan and Johnny Sharplin. And third place was Tom Butterfield and Charlie Butterfield. So it was real cool seeing these guys.
And if anyone wants to see, we'll put a picture up of it with the Instagram post for this episode, but with the full list of the top, I think it's 32 pairs that competed, including us for the Opens, and it has like a rundown of their day 1 score, their day 2 score, and the total score and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see how close it was, it's all there. But it was definitely like a year for... different and expected people that normally do really well, maybe not placing as high as expected, other people who've never competed before but are commercial divers who know the area but also really fit but not used to comps, getting in the mix as well. And it was made for like an interesting outcome, because it was quite unexpected sort of who was going to place where. And they do a cool prize giving after every nationals. Everyone gets together and has a dinner, and they hand out all the sort of like cups for different things. And there's a few cool other prizes for like there's a photo comp and a fin comp, and there's trophies for different juniors and masters and overall person who wins the most categories. And
we won the women's pair.
Open pair, yes, we did win the women's opens pair somehow.
Woo!
Not bad. It'd be cool to see a few more women entering that category.
And women in the pair.
Yeah, very cool if we saw a few more women getting amongst the nationals in future years. So if you are a male or a female keen on knowing a little bit more about comps or getting involved in nationals, like feel free to harass us on Instagram or an email. We love to encourage people to get amongst competitions and understand how that all works. And there's actually a category that's not often talked about, and that's a recreational category for people who are like, super beginner at competing and just want to ease into it as well. So, yeah.
So next up, we will be heading over to the airport to fly out tomorrow.
We'd love to harass a few people. There's quite a few people who said they'd be keen to have a little bit of a snippet of a chat with us, but it's a busy couple of days here. Like everyone's on a pretty tight schedule with like doing scouting days, competing, like they're all in different houses and stuff. So we'll try and get to talk to like as many people as we can that have been competing and helping organise and stuff like that. But and you can hear from a few of them about their experiences in Stewart as well, not just us.
So that's our quick rundown. We'll head to the next segment in a moment.
All right, we're here at the lovely Invercargill Airport at the end of the Nationals. I was catching up with a few of the lovely tired-looking people sitting around with us waiting to go home. So we're just going to have a quick chat to Cole and Tom and see how their week went in Stewart Island. So hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello, thanks for having us.
They're very stoked about this. So fill us in before you came, because neither of you have been to Stewart Island before. What were you most looking forward to, Cole, about coming down here?
I really wanted to shoot a trumpeter, so we crossed that off the list. And was looking forward to maybe seeing a shark at a distance, but not up close. So didn't get to cross that off though.
Nice. Was it a pretty good sized trumpeter?
I think so for down here. Yeah.
What about you, Tom? What were you most looking forward to?
Yeah, probably the new species would have been the big one. Trumpeter, definitely. Yeah.
Did you nail that?
Yes. Got a couple, so stoked.
Lovely. And you guys had a couple of days scouting before you got here, or you got here pretty last minute right before the comp, or?
Yeah, on the day. So on Friday, and then, straight into it.
Nice, and then you rolled into Saturdays diving and Sundays diving. How did you guys go all up in the end?
Okay, not as good as we wanted. We're happy with first day. Second day was a bit of a flop, but yeah, just that one extra fish, I suppose, kind of screws you over, right?
Yeah, no, we found the species, but size stuffed us a bit. We had like 3 or 4 fish. We lost one big bastard red cod, and then we also, what do we have? Copper moki and what was it? Girdled wrasse and telescope, but the telescope was just under, and then so are the other ones. So yeah. Anyway, but learned heaps. Yeah, let's get another nationals.
Oh, we spent the entire time looking for a girdled wrasse, and we didn't see a single one. And then spent a bit of time trying to find a red bastard that was outside of its hole, having a little swim around, and then decided to go back in its hole right as I was taking aim. And then, the hole went real deep. So you're lucky to have got that at all. Well done.
Yeah.
And you made out like you guys didn't do that well, but the competition was tight, and it was like everyone was like pretty neck and neck, especially Saturday. Like I think the top 10 teams were all within like a couple of percentage of each other. So still, from what I read of the points, you guys still did really well. It was just really, really close, right?
Yeah, I think we're still happy with the result, but yeah, that's all right. Next time.
Next time.
What was the coolest thing you guys saw in the water that's like different for you? Because I guess Wellington's kind of similar to here in terms of species. Was there anything that you were like, oh, that's amazing, like while you were down here?
The main good thing was the viz. It's a lot better than Wellington. I think we had like 20 metre viz there. You could see the sand and everything. But no, I had that big seal come underneath me, which was kind of cool. It was like fat as, yeah. For a second there, I was like, maybe a shark, yeah. But nah. That was pretty cool. That and the trumpeter, really. Yeah, it was cool to see trumpeter, so yeah.
Do you have trumpeter in Wellington?
Nah, you get them real deep. We've got a spot that we've tried a few times where they'd like caught them in cray pots, but haven't seen one yet. Nah.
They get into cray pots?
No, the old man does crayfishing, so within like a 2-3 week space they caught 2 one was about 1 metre long and the other one was about 600. So, and I've dived the spot and lots of moki and coppers and stuff, but no trumpeter yet. But after coming down here, I think learned a few things about maybe ways to bait them in. So it should be good.
That's so cool. I did not realise they get that big. Good to know. Our 44 centimetre one. I mean, I thought that was quite impressive, but reasonably good. And what about you?
What was the question?
Oh, yeah.
coolest, most interesting thing you saw while you're down here?
You may all be a little bit hungover. Mostly me. What was the coolest thing you saw while you were down here?
Probably the girdled wrasse.
Really?
Yeah. No. It was pretty... honestly, I didn't really see too much. Like, amazing.
Stewart Island's boring.
Yeah, well, especially where we were... I mean, it wasn't boring. It is what it is. The trumpeter probably, I guess. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess we just wanted to ask you guys how you went, get a few little comments and sort of say well done, because we did not come very high on the list of points at the end of yesterday after all of that, and it's cool to be... Hey, we did all right.
Women's pair in the Opens came first.
It's not hard when you're the only girls team.
But
well, we thought you guys did really well, and well done, and thank you for talking to us, and that's pretty much it. You guys got not much to say.
Thanks. Sweet, blood out of a stone, eh?
Right, we're here with one of our house pairs, aka trios as well. So Toby got a little bit sick during the week, so couldn't compete on the first day. But the second day, he got in the water, smashed it out, won a big giant red cod, and got most meritorious fish of the comp. So pretty proud of you, Tobes. And here's his beautiful partner here, Skinny, aka Jamie, aka you will have all remembered him from previous podcasts, such as the wasp sting. Hi, Skinny.
G'day. We're all just getting over a hectic weekend, I think.
Yeah. How was Stewart Island for you? Did you have a great time? What's your favourite part that you had down here?
The favourite part?
Yeah, what was the best thing that you saw in Stewart Island?
I don't know. It was pretty lovely. The whole thing was cool from start to finish. Big fucking sea lions. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baring teeth coming at you. Catch.
No, it was definitely an experience.
And,
really cold.
Yeah, really cold. You had somebody else with you diving on the Saturday. How was diving with Adam?
So we got Adam in. He's pretty green, but fuck, he did awesomely. He got both our blue cods and shot a bunch of other fish that unfortunately didn't weigh. But yeah, he got us 200 points,
which is 200 more than we got that day. Adam, what was it like diving in Nationals in Stewart Island for your 5th or 6th time diving ever?
Okay. Well, we counted it out. It was actually my 8th dive.
Is that your 8th dive?
Yeah. Okay, so on the first day, before the actual competition, we saw 2 seahorses, which was pretty epic, pretty awesome. And on the second day, I got to go out on a boat with Ryan and Simon, and that was super cool. We went on a boat dive, and we went to like a couple different bays, and like right when we got in the water, within the first like 30 seconds of being in the water, 2 seals swam up to us and were just like playing all around us for like 30 or 40 minutes, and we were like trying to swim away from them, and they just kept following us and just playing all around us. It was amazing. So that was my second dive in Stewart Island. My first dive in Stewart Island was seeing the seahorses and shooting my first blue cod.
Yeah.
Second dive in Stewart Island was the boat dive, where we got to play with the seals for the first 30, 40 minutes. I shot a blue cod and a blue moki that day. No, 2 blue mokis that day. And I just swam with Simon the whole time. It was awesome because Simon was like, assigning to me, showing me what fish I needed to shoot, because I couldn't really recognize the fish. So Simon was just signing to me and showing me like, yeah, that fish, that's the one you want to shoot. And he's like, all of that was just with him signing, which was really cool. I got to just swim with Simon the whole day. It's perfect. And then the third day was when we did the Paua dive. So I stuck with Laura the whole day. Laura and I just were dive buddies, and we were diving to like max 2 meters in that bay. What was that bay?
I can't remember the bay, but it had like massive big bull kelp and then little kelp, and we were kind of like getting all tangled in the weed and keeping an eye on each other because it was really hectic weather. Like they'd postponed the comp day, but we were like, let's still go for a dive. And I'm glad we did, because it was really cool, but it was really hectic on the top, all the water going in our snorkels and stuff. But yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, super hectic. Yeah, I was like, okay, so I've only dived with Elise. Like my first 6 or 7 dives, whatever, have all been with Elise, and they've all been like superb, ideal, amazing, perfect viz and weather conditions. And so this dive was like my first dive where it was a little intense, a little hectic. And I was like getting a little bit, not flustered, that's not the right word. I was just getting a little spooked. And so I like went up to Laura and I was like, Laura, can we just stick together? Can you watch me? And Laura, of course, was like, yeah.
Because I was like, yes, please, stay with me too.
And Laura was like, yeah, of course, we'll stick together. And so we were just like alternating diving. Just because, like,
we had one gun because everyone was getting Paua, but we were like, I don't really want to go diving down here without a gun. So we were just sharing a gun, taking turns looking under rocks, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and like, there was one moment where like my weight belt got caught on some kelp when I was underwater, and that was like my first time having that experience. That was pretty freaky. But like,
I did the same thing, and we were diving really closely to each other, but you'd be like watching, looking, and it was actually quite hard to see each other, because it was quite murky. So it was good having proper buddy action.
Yeah.
Sadly, we were unsuccessful on getting any sizable Paua, but it was good practice.
I saw one Paua that day, and it was like tiny. Yeah, the viz was pretty terrible too.
And how was it diving with Skinny, being in a pair in the Nationals and pretending to be Toby for a day?
Oh, it was amazing. I didn't rise up to the standards of a Toby, but I think I did all right. I loved diving with Skinny. Skinny was like the best dive partner. It was incredible. I didn't know what I was doing at all. I've never been in a comp before. And so I was just like following Skinny around. Skinny was like, okay, Adam, we're going to go that way to that rock, and then we're going to dive over there, and then we're going to go over that rock, and we're going to dive over there. And like, he was telling me which fish to shoot, and like, it was awesome. It was great. And my max depth the first day was about 5 meters. Or not the first day, the only day that I dove in the comp. My max depth was like 5 meters. And all the fish were like below that. So Skinny did all the diving the entire day. Thanks, Skinny.
I heard that Skinny, to get down to those depths, had to equalise with both fingers. Why is that?
I forgot my 5mm wetsuit, so I was diving with 3mm bottoms and gardening gloves. Yeah, she got pretty chilly.
And no gloves.
Yeah, pretty hectic.
But no, Adam was amazing. He's selling himself short there. Yeah, he was on the short line too, so his max depth was because of the line as well. But he was shooting all the fish that we needed. It was fantastic.
Oh, it sounds like an epic day.
Toby was, rugged up in bed, probably watching YouTube. Adam was out there grafting, putting in the hard yards, getting us off the gate.
And Skinny got attacked by a sea lion.
Oh, you got attacked by a sea lion?
I don't believe I got attacked by a sea lion, but there's some big ones mucking about.
He came up and brought his teeth and bared them.
Oh, yeah. It scared the shit out of me. Everyone was on a shark alert that day because no one knew what to expect. Yeah, so just turning around out of that hole and seeing those big teeth just staring at me it warmed us up.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good day. Well, we are here with the champions of the Opens 2025 down in Stewart Island, which is actually in December 2024. But welcome Joseph and Dave. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Thank you.
We tried to get them at the airport, and so we're all just trying to punch out a bunch of questions and nail a few people with interviews. So sorry about that, but you're just going to have to get amongst it.
Yeah, pretty massive feat for any nationals to win, but for particularly, this is just my opinion, could have been anyone's game most of the weekend. Like, it was really close in points, really hard to get fish, like everything like that. So I just think, like, well done for winning, but just well done for winning this particular one, because it was a real unknown as to, I think, who would come out on the top.
Yeah.
So I think I should be very, very stoked with that outcome, given all the high calibre of people that were there. But I guess we just wanted to know, sort of, first off, what was the best part of being down here this week?
Oh, the best part, I don't know. Good to see not much biodiversity, like not many fish species, but heaps. Good to see heaps and heaps of big blue cod and trumpeter. Trumpeter were cool. I'd only seen and shot them once before. So that was awesome. Big sea lions buzzing past. Didn't see any whites, which was good for the comp, but would have still been cool to see one. And it is really, really different down here, eh? The fish are in different places. The comp goes differently. Just got to keep on plugging away on fishy spots rather than sort of follow the rules and chase current or look for structure. It's very much its own place. And as you see, the comp was really, really close, because it was just came down to pretty much only one special fish per day. That was all that was really on offer. So we got one each day, and most of the other teams got only one of those fish on one of the days, So that was the difference. So really, really cool to win it like that. But it goes both ways, because there's a lot of luck in there. Don't read too much into it, because there are half a dozen teams at least that could have won that quite easily if they had a fish that was 5 or 10 grams heavier, or mostly it was on the weight of those little fish. Actually, it was the little wrasse and the no one weighed a telescope, but it was a wrasse and some small copper moki, and that's really what it came down to, because everyone was able to find those basics: the big cod, the trumpeter, the butterfish moki.
And there were some big cod. I believe I saw a pretty big one in your one. It was a little bit like maybe 3 times the size of our one. I was quite impressed. I was like, holy hell, where'd you find that big boy?
Yeah, we did. We were conscious trying to. We didn't high grade heaps, but we were conscious about the weight, because we thought it would be a pretty low scoring comp. So weight counts for heaps, and even more so if it's really close. So we high graded a little bit, and we really tried to pick out the big ones. And Joseph got really big blue cod each day. That seemed to be where the extra weight was, because all the other species are much the same size. They topped out pretty quickly, but there was some really big cod going around. So Joseph got a big one each day. That helped heaps.
What for you, Joseph, was like the best part of being in Stewart for the whole week?
Oh, it's just seeing people that you only see probably once or twice in the year, and just, being around a whole good bunch of people and like-minded people, and just talking about, random stuff about spearfishing and, catching up. Yeah, that's probably it.
Do you guys reckon that your recent trip, was it to the Tahiti Nationals? Do you reckon just continuing to work as a pair and go to as many comps as you can has helped with how well you gelled together for this weekend?
It did a bit. It certainly did in general, right? It's we learned heaps. It was really hard comp. It was awesome, and lots of different sort of recipes, different fish, and heaps of stuff to learn. And it does help doing lots of comps together like that. But this one was so different. This one was more just an exercise and just being really, really persistent. Because you just had to keep on plugging away trying to find that one extra fish. And that's what the second half of yesterday, we're just doing that. It was just about lost hope. I'll just keep going, keep on doing it. So it was pretty straightforward approach to this one. But the Tahiti trip was awesome in general. Awesome for sort of developing comp strategy and comp approach and working together. Yeah, for sure.
Now, looking at the Navionics, I did see that there were some weed lines potentially at about 50 metres. Did you go check those out, or?
Confirm we didn't go deeper than 24.
You never know. I'm like, how many fish are down there, guys?
How long have you guys been competing together, by the way?
Was it somewhere around 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
About 3.
Yeah, Dave was my sweeper when I won Nationals in 2021. Junior Nationals in 2021. Yeah. So.
And Joseph was my sweeper in my very first Nationals.
Yes.
Only a couple of years ago now. And he had to bear the weight of the shoulders of watching me miss many a fish. So it's been cool seeing him grow, and been cool waving at him every Nationals, being like, "Hi!" You're like, "Oh, you're back."
It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll let you relax now, seeing you're both probably pretty tired. But yeah, we just want to say well done, and congrats on a very well-earned, persistent win.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll see you again at something like Mercury Bay or something like that soon.
Yep. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys too on your good places. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, cool. Well, as you saw, or heard, a few titty bits from some of the other competitors, but particularly Joseph and Dave Mullins, the winners of the 2025 Nationals is technically all of the titles of people who got it, but obviously the December 2024 was when this comp was. And that's just because they decided to move the comp to be a few months earlier because of the the great white patterns that they know of numbers and stuff. So all of the people who placed in this comp count as the winners of the 2025 New Zealand Spearfishing Nationals. And shout out to everyone who helped organise it, who competed and happily jumped on the podcast. We know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but we just think it's a really cool way to share the sport that we love and give some light into competing being, all about the experiences and the community and people connecting and going and experiencing what New Zealand has to offer, and the diving that we can enjoy, and the ocean lovers that we are, not just the fish murderers that everyone thinks we are. So we had a really epic time, great time, and
loved it.
We hope that you guys have enjoyed hearing our very tired, snippeted rundowns of the Nationals, and thanks to everyone who sent us heaps of messages over that time saying good luck and well done, and it's really cool helping having everyone support us and give us little messages and saying well done to us who are following our journey. So
pretty sure Behind the Binos podcast gave us a call because he'd been in Stewart Island the week before and gave us a few hot tips on how to hunt certain species. So thank you for that, and thank you for everyone just supporting the journey along the way. Very, very stoked and very humbled and grateful to have been a part of it all. So.
As well as everyone who lives on Stewart Island and Rakiura, it's obviously a big thing having like so many of us come there and spearfish there and take over Oban for a while. So, yeah. Go visit the bus stop if you're ever in Stewart Island. There's a great bunch hanging out down there. It's a really, really special part of New Zealand, and we feel really honoured to have been able to go and have a trip there. We know it. We genuinely know it's like a trip of a lifetime. So, cannot recommend it enough. If you've never been to Stewart Island, go and just check it out and enjoy the gem of the south.
For sure.
But yeah, as always, give us some feedback, chuck us some emails, tell people you know that love spearfishing about a podcast. We want to get all of those people's stories out there and shed some light on some of the adventures we are having. And thanks for listening, and as always, toodles!